Alrighty, so how's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be playing Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. This is my first time I've ever streamed and recorded a game, so I'm super excited. And yeah, this is one of my favorite RPG games. Um, uh, yeah, a little bit about me is, I game a lot. I have a Xbox One. I've got, well, obviously PC. This is what I'll be playing it on, but I'll be using an Xbox controller. I have a Nintendo Switch, and I have a 360. None of the new consoles as of yet. I don't think I'll be purchasing one, but who knows? So that could change. But yeah, so let's just get started. I don't know how to do this stuff, so I'm gonna go and play. We're gonna do a new game, obviously, and create a character, and I think that'll be what that's what I'll do for this episode, and then we'll just go from there. Alright, so for those of you who haven't played Dragon's Dogma, it's a third-person RPG. It's what makes it really cool and distinct is the fact that boss fights are usually pretty hard. Especially on your first playthrough, it'll be a very tricky game. The combat's very action-packed. It's as if like Devil May Cry and Skyrim kind of had a baby. And in terms of this game came out back in like '07 originally, and then they re-released the game with an expansion pack in 2011 or so, or somewhere around there. I'm not too sure, but yeah, so I got to play through both, and they patch a couple of bugs, of course, and there's a graphical update, and yeah, of course the extended content after the post-game vanilla. So yeah, let's start. Yeah. So, because I've played through this game a couple times, I am going to switch it to hard mode if it's not already on. I'm not too sure. But here, I'm going to start a new game. So I already had a saved profile, but that's fine. I got a bitter black eye. Yeah, so I'm just going to restart this. And it doesn't let me go. So yeah, we'll switch it to hard mode once we get the chance. I think you beat the game. I'm not too sure, but we'll try and put it on hard mode as soon as possible.
How dark it's gotten. Have you a light source?
Ready? Can you see everything else? I'll make sure all the lighting is good. We can darken it a little bit. Okay, so let's see. It's dark. Let's pop on the lantern.
The dragon's roost is just beyond.
Alright. Okay, I'm a little used to Dark Souls, so if I do weird stuff, it's because I'm used to a different controller scheme now. Yeah, see, I just press right bumper to attack. X. Alright, cool. Alright, so right now we're just in the tutorial, so don't worry, the game doesn't just throw you in.
It shows itself.
This is the main boss to the vanilla story. Yeah, he's pretty badass. Alright. So the cool thing, so you're seeing here this other character and you're wondering what that is. Well, that's your pawn, and essentially it's an NPC that follows your command. And you can change the commands they do by pressing on the... Well, for an Xbox controller, you're pressing on the D-pad. You can tell them to go, and tell them to help you, and you can tell them to come over to you. So usually if you're like trying to run away from a fight, you'll press come, and then they'll follow you. Hopefully some listen, some don't. It depends on the inclination you have on them. And then for help, they'll usually help you with whatever the enemies you're fighting against, and then Go will tell them to attack and be more offensive. So this is, I'll let the game explain this to you. This is a Rift Stone. And this is where if your main pawn dies, you'll be able to summon your main pawn, and you'll also be able to summon some other pawns.
Our kind is ever ready to fight by the grace of your guidance.
So right now, your maximum party is a team of 4, and essentially, you can balance it out. You can have sorcerers, mages, rogues. Well, in this game, they're called striders. There's a couple of vocations, which are your classes. This camp. There. Alright.
Is our valor pit against the worm's evil?
Goblin! A hobgoblin arisen. Be wary.
So you just saw me do a special move. You hold the right bumper, you have access to the bottom 3 moves. And essentially, Blink Strike will dash and then, close distance for melee players, and then Skyward is good for aerial mobs. And then Hindsight is kind of like a counter attack, essentially. So, yeah. The mages are really cool because they can enchant your weapons. You can do fire damage, there's electric damage, dark, holy, ice, and they all, there's obviously certain enemies that are weak to some and resistant to others, so that'll also take up some spell slots for your mage.
A goblin!
I sense another presence. A mighty beast. A survivor. Even in numbers, a weakling is a weakling still. Right this way.
Come, master!
More.
So this is what I'm talking about. So aerial, right? You want to hit them out of the sky. You can also jump and hit, and jump in heavy hit, jump in light hit, or light attack and heavy attack. In this game, you want to make it a habit to explore every inch of the areas that you're in, because this game is a loot fest. We'll be looting a lot of stuff, and a lot of useful items. Gold is almost every enemy drops gold. If not almost, I think all of them actually drop gold, which adds up over time. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're good in terms of loot. I don't even think you keep the loot in here, but, just showing by example. So here, so when I press, oh, well, she already did it. So when you press help, your mages, they'll either heal you or they'll enchant you, and based on how much health you have. Well, I have full health right now, so my mage wouldn't necessarily heal me. Maybe you'd heal another pawn if they're lower health, but instead she would probably enchant me or give me some form of buff. And the buffs are pretty cool. They increase your defense, attack, etc. Immunities to debilitations. Your mages will enchant all of your other pawns if you want. Sometimes you gotta check. Sometimes they're too high. Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna press out. Hopefully she can see.
Survivors, let's join them.
Always gotta loot. In combat, loot.
I'll strike with fire before it recovers!
and they'll heal themselves too. You also get curatives, and these will heal you, but I have full health, so in the beginning the game's not going to be as challenging, so yeah.
Arisen! This way, sir! The worm awaits beyond, sir. I should be proud to guide you.
Stay ever ready as we advance.
We'd hidden away.
And yes, you can block to the air.
All around. Arisen! This way, sir! Our army
Not
is
suffer
routed.
the worm to work any
Just
further
plain
across.
truth. Beyond that grand door, the dragon makes its roost.
Alright. The bosses in this game are pretty dope.
But sever the tail.
I'm trying to lock onto it like it's Dark Souls. Alright, so what makes this game really cool and separate from, you know, other RPG games, it's similar to the Shadow of the Colossus mechanics where... Oh, let's put all the guys to sleep. You know? So you can just wake up your teammates when they're asleep. But what makes this game cool, right, is you can jump onto the enemies and hit their weak points. Chimera, I'm going to teach you a little hack. So basically you want to start with the snake, the weakest. You'll knock the Chimera over. You can do it in any order too, which is cool. You can kill the lion head and it'll maybe go with the snake, or the other way around. Just the snake's the quickest to kill. Then you want to hit the goat as much as possible because it casts nasty spells, which shoot fireballs, debuff the characters to sleep, etc. And it gets tricky because sometimes you won't be fighting a Chimera on its own, you'll be fighting with a bunch of other hostile mobs around you, so you don't want to get overwhelmed. Like I said, this game can get very challenging, especially for a new player. I understand the game's a little bit older, so most people have played the game if they've heard of it. Is dead, and you want to work on the lines so it's last. Usually it's the hardest, so you want everyone focusing on the last part of the boss, basically. Over here. It would be kind of cool if you could lock on in this game, though. Yeah, I want my opponents to be a little more aggressive just so we can finish this off. Do more damage hitting the head. There we go. So what's cool too is about these bosses, they'll drop a lot of loot. Usually they're
now choose
the cutscene play.
or step forth. Take hold of what lies beyond. Claim mastery over the eternal ring.
This is a cool cutscene. Oh, by the way, there is a Dragon's Dogma anime. Pretty cool. A lot of CGI and 3D animation, so if you're not a fan of that, you might not like it, but really cool. It alters from the actual game story. It did come out after the game, but definitely heavily based on the game. Like every element of it, the dragons in it, harpies are in it, all the main bosses are in it. Well, most of them. For the vanilla part. Nothing about Dark Arisen yet, but yeah, I liked it. It was very action-packed, just like the game. Yeah, it's pretty cool. They take a lot of like themes from the game and the actual gameplay of like taking out the Cyclops and using pawns and all that cool stuff. So yeah, definitely worth it. Check out if you like the game or if you like the anime. You'll probably like the other one. Alright, how are we for time? Alrighty, so after this cutscene, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Okay. Yeah. Let me know what I can do to improve every time. I mean, I'm learning as I go. It's exciting, and yeah. I'll let this cutscene play out, and then I'll give you guys goodbye, and yeah. Tell me what you would like to see in the gameplay, in terms of dialogue from me. What do you want to hear me talk about? Do you want to hear more about me, more about
the prophets have spoken,
play,
friends. The
yeah.
dragon's return is nigh. Join the honourable Duke's ranks and help us be rid of the fell beast. The day's come to lay down rod and reel and take up the sword.
I look so out of place.
It's the dragon!
Get to the boat! Quickly! Go! Pick up bird!
Actually, there's a little cutscene here, or not a cutscene, but a little action scene. I'll play through this, and then it'll give us the opportunity to choose our class, and I'll cut it off right before there, and we'll start the next episode choosing our class. Poked him.
aquarata misquirite. Aquarata de Liomi. Mi esqualota contola.
So the dragon's name is Grigori. You can't understand him because you'll see.